So you're thinking about moving to Folsom, California, and you hear it is all roses and butterflies. I know, guys, Folsom is pretty awesome. But I'm going to tell you something. Here are 10 reasons why some of our clients decide not to move to Folsom, California. Guys, these are 10 reasons you need to know about before you pull the trigger on buying a new home. Who am I? Well, I run one of the top relocation real estate teams in all of the Sacramento area, and we move a lot of people in Folsom. But here are the 10 reasons why some of our clients decide not to go to Folsom and move to other areas of the Sacramento metro, guys. Let's get into it right now. 10 reasons, guys, you need to know about if you're deciding to move into Folsom. Let's go. Okay, let's start with number 1. Folsom tends to be one of the more expensive spots in the Sacramento metro. Folsom is very desirable thanks to Johnny Cash, Folsom Lake, a lot of fun things to do. Folsom is super desirable and it's driven up the price. So in Folsom, it's kind of one of those tough nuts to crack as far as competition wise goes. If you see a beautiful house, chances are other people saw that beautiful house as well too. So it's very, very expensive in relation to the Sacramento metro and very much in demand. So competition is fierce, guys. If you want to jump into Folsom, it's a tough nut to crack. Okay, number 2, it is hot up here, but not just in Folsom and all of Sacramento, but Folsom for some reason, maybe because it's close to the lake, maybe because some of the areas are a little bit in the mountains, but it feels super, super hot in Folsom, California. So if you're someone who doesn't like dry heat, you don't like that hot weather, Folsom just might not be the spot for you. In fact, if you don't like hot weather, you might want to rethink coming to Sacramento because it gets hot here in Sacramento. Number 3, normally during a part of the year, we have wildfire season, normally around July. Now, Folsom hasn't been hit by a wildfire in a long time, but here's the thing about Folsom is if there's a wildfire kind of close by, the rescue fire or whatnot, we definitely in Folsom tend to see a little bit of a pinkish sky and it smells like smoke. I myself live in Gold River, and if I drive up to Folsom, I can definitely tell the air quality is a little bit different, and you can definitely see we are in fire season. So understand this, Folsom might not be hit by a fire, but if anywhere close by Folsom gets hit by a fire, you will definitely smell smoke. You will see the haze in the sky, and it can be a little bit annoying, especially if you're someone who has allergies or sinus issues. It's not a fun thing. Okay, number 4, public transportation. There's just not a whole lot of it. If you're someone who lives in Folsom, you're going to know that you got to get a car to drive around Folsom. It just is what it is. Public transportation is definitely limited. It's definitely lacking. A lot of people don't even realize that there is public transportation in Folsom. So just understand right now, the public transportation, if that's going to be your main way to get around Folsom, you might want to rethink Folsom and maybe look closer towards downtown. Like I said, public transportation is just a little null and void in Folsom. Number 5, lack of nightlife. Guys, we do have restaurants in Folsom and there's a lot of places to eat, shop, and everything too, but Folsom isn't going to be one of those places where you're going to do a little fist bumping and all that kind of fun stuff. It just closes down relatively early, and the nightlife vibe in Folsom is a little bit of shorts, flip-flops, and that's kind of what we do in Folsom. So if you're expecting an amazing nightlife, if you want to go clubbing, if you want to go out past 9 o'clock, it's really in short demand in Folsom. Now, what that does bring in is a good suburban vibe, and if you're looking for that family-friendly area that shuts down at 9, that's Folsom. But if you're looking for nightlife, Folsom definitely might not be the spot for you. Number 6, wildlife. There are seasons where we get some bugs. There are skunks, there are raccoons, there are squirrels, there are even turkeys. Folsom is smack dab in some of the most amazing scenery in California. But with scenery comes animals and wildlife. And guess what, guys? They were here before we were, so they're just going to always be around. So if you're looking to move into somewhere like Folsom and you're someone that maybe grew up in San Jose or San Francisco and you're not really used to seeing wildlife, expect to see wildlife here in Folsom, California. Some of the areas like Briggs Ranch that are closer to Folsom Lake, or areas like American River Canyon North, there's definitely going to be wildlife, but understand you're going to get the scenery, but their rental occupants are going to come with them as well. Number 7, guys, since Folsom started building like crazy, all those new homes over on the other side of East Bidwell, it's just gotten crowded in Folsom. What can you say? Restaurant waits are a little bit more. If there are events like volleyball or whatnot, it just gets packed. Folsom is bringing a whole lot of people in there. There's going to be about 15 to 30,000 new homes going on in Folsom Ranch, that Folsom Ranch area. So it is getting crowded up here in Folsom. So if you're someone who expects to see Folsom what it was 5 years ago, it's definitely changed. It's definitely crowded. If you're someone who doesn't like crowds, or you're not really looking to jump into a spot where there's going to be a lot of waits for restaurants or stuff like that, Folsom is getting to the point where it is definitely getting crowded. And with all the new building that's happening in the future, 2030 and beyond, it is going to get a little crowded here in Folsom. So just to keep in mind, that's another good reason why maybe Folsom might not be the spot for you. I love socializing. I think it's pretty pretty awesome the way the city is going, but at the same time, it definitely is getting crowded. Okay, number 8, if you're someone who works downtown, you're talking about maybe about a 25 to 30 minute drive during traffic times. Now, I know that might not sound a lot for someone from the Bay Area, but just so you understand the distance between downtown and Folsom. A lot of people who work downtown, UC Davis Medical Center or at the Capitol, tend to live in like the East Sacramento area. Folsom tends to be a little too far of a drive for them. So if you're someone who's saying, you know what, I'm going to be moving to Sacramento area, I'm going to be living or working downtown, UC Davis Medical Center, I would say Folsom could be a little bit more of a drive than you expect. So if you're someone living downtown, Folsom just might be a little too far of a commute for you. You never know, but that's definitely something to consider. Number 9, Folsom is spread out, guys. You got trucks, you got cars, you got bicycles, but it's not walkable. It is a very spread out place. So if you're someone who's saying to themselves, you know what, it's gonna be awesome, we're gonna get a house, we're gonna be walking the kids to school every morning. I mean, some areas, yes, you can, but for the most part, you are going to be driving. It is a driving city, guys. It just is what it is. I mean, from American River Canyon to like Briggs Ranch to, like all those houses up in Serpa, you are definitely gonna be driving. Everyone have cars, and it adds to the crowdedness of the city. But at the same time, understand this, guys, it's not really walkable and is pretty much spread out. Now, each community does have their own parks and everything like that, but for the most part, if you're someone who's going to be going to Costco, if you're someone who's going to be going to stores, they aren't really walkable, and you definitely are going to need to drive there. Okay, number 10, and this is a big one, okay? All those new homes that they're building on the other side of the freeway, you are going to get a lot of construction. That means if you're driving down the freeway, you could see a cement truck or a building truck, and you could be getting a little bit of the windshield action going, which I have myself. I've had like 5 or 6 cracked windshields. There is just a lot of building, a lot of construction going on, and a lot of people don't like that. Now, the thing is, if you are planning on buying a new home in Folsom Ranch, or in that Folsom Ranch area, something new, expect to pay Mello-Roos. It's a taxable bond, and in the Folsom Ranch area, in the Russell Ranch area, you're looking at around between $350 and $450 a month of Mello-Roos. But then again, if you look at the area and you're going to see that there's nothing there, the Mello-Roos is going to pay for schools, parks, all that kind of fun stuff, so the community can build up. So, but just, it's something to consider if you're thinking about buying a new home. Mello-Roos are definitely part of the game, and driving in a little bit of a war zone with all these cement trucks and building is definitely going to be there for a while, at least probably until 2035. So that's probably the number 10 thing, and a lot of people don't like that. They'll drive in, they'll kind of look around, and they just don't feel comfortable living in an area that has so much construction going on. Okay, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Those are 10 of the most common reasons why people decide not to move to Folsom and think about maybe other areas in the Sacramento metro. Hopefully this video helped you guys. Also, we've created a couple handy dandy guides for you down in the link below. New home buyer guide, as well as a relocation guide. Both of them are available to you free of charge. Like I said, guys, we run one of the top relocation teams in all the Sacramento area, and we would absolutely love to work with you. So reach out. See you next time.